everyone. Welcome. It is that time for a mid-year whip parade. So this will be my 2023 mid-year whip parade, only featuring whips. I'm not going to show you any finishes that I've had this year. I'll save those for the end of the year. And I'm not going to show you any whips that I have not touched. So I think there's only like one so far that I haven't touched. But I don't have it in my basket with me. It has not been called for whip go or anything like that. So we're just going to focus on the whips that I've touched up until this point. It is July 24th already. My kids go back to school in 2 weeks already. So they are upstairs playing. Summer camp is over for them. So they just get to hang out with me all week. So this is kind of like my little break from them. So yeah, I'm just going through the whips that I've worked on up until this point. No quilting, no knitting, no nothing like that. I will do a regular floss tube probably in the next couple of days to go over what's been happening since my last one. But this is just my whips. There's not that many. I didn't count them. I think I have 15. Yeah, I think there's 15. Not bad at all. So let's start with my oldest whip. We'll just get right into it. So my oldest whip, I started on January 29th of 2020. So it's been a while. This is Halloween and Cross Stitch from Core et Batacore. And I started this, I'm using DMC, like it's called for. And I'm going to show you where it was at the beginning of the year. Not where it was last time I stitched on it, but at the beginning of the year. This is on a 28 count Monaco, 2/2. So here is where it is now. And this was a whip go call, so I did get quite a bit of stitching done on it. I do have quite a bit left to go. And I would like to get this one done this year. That would be nice if I could get this done. I still like it. I don't like the fabric, but I should say I don't like the feel of the fabric. All right. And I am going to put everything back in its bags where it belongs, because it's just easier that way. All right. And then next, we have Spring Awakening. Now, I started this one May 2nd, 2020. This was my first dive into Mania. And this is what Spring Awakening looks like from Little Dove Designs. And I'm doing this on a 14 count Platinum Aida. So here's where it was at the beginning of the year. And there's where it is now. Getting very close to a finish on this one. I have everything pulled up on my laptop so that I can see the dates, because I would not remember. I could probably remember the year, but I don't think I'd remember the actual day. Right, so next up is, this is my oldest full coverage. This is Christmas Pixie. That's what it looks like when it's done. The artist is Ruben McHugh, and it was charted by Charting Creations. So, I started this one November 15th of 2020. Here's where it was before. And that's where it's at now. So you can actually see some of her starting down in here. But very slowly trucking along on this one. And this one, when it's finished, will be 16 inches by 16 inches. So, I guess I'll stick this one down here. All right, so my last one for, oh no, that was it for 2020. All right, so these ones are in 2021. Now this one came out of the Keepsakes calendar, was this 2021? Yeah, Keepsake calendar 2021. This is what the front of that one looked like. And so I had finished deer. I'm working on fox. I started this one March 8th, 2021. And this is on a 40 count bronze age. So here's where it was before. Just the tiniest little bit done. And there's where it is now. Not a ton done, but I have pulled it out this year. All right. And that one's Barbara Anna, if I forgot to mention that. I may have forgotten to mention that. Okay. Next up is all the way down. I've had some finishes in between. Mini Home for the Winter. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs charted. It is, I guess we can call it retired because Lucy Pittaway no longer is licensed by Heaven and Earth Designs, so you can't get this chart anymore. Mini Home for the Winter, here's where it was before. At the very beginning of the year, and I have a loose thread, and I apologize. We'll just hang it down there. And there's where it is now. So I have, you know what I just realized? My light's not on. Let's try that, and then you can't see through it. So I have gotten a lot done on this one. I'm over halfway done, and there is a ton of white done in here. It's really hard to see though. My fabric is cream, but I am working in diagonals, so. All right, and after Mini Home for the Winter, oh, I started that one on July 1st, 2021. So this one is Lily 1. I can hear the dog upstairs. Hopefully the kids will let the dog out. From Light Unicorn Designs on Etsy. I am doing this 1/1 on, I think it's a 32 count. Yeah, 32 count Lotus Lugana. Okay, so yeah, the dog wants out. Here's where it was before. And there's where it is now. So I have been working up in here. And yes, over 1 on 32 count is, it's a little rough sometimes. Hold on 1 second. Okay, just had to yell at the kids to let the dog out. The next one is full coverage. So Lily 1 is not full coverage. It is close, but it is not full coverage. This one is Mini The Possibilities Evolutions Max Color, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artist is Walking Melons, and here's where it was before. And there's where we are right now. Still trucking along. I started this one October 6th, 2021, on my son's birthday. So I'm glad I did max color for this. I think it's totally worth it. Totally worth the confetti. All right. What was after? Oh, Quaker Pumpkins. This one is actually a WIP Go call for July. This is from Hello from Liz Matthews. And I took the words off and moved the bottom border up. So this one I started October 13th, 2021. And it is on, oh, if I can get this back in here. Okay. It is on a 32 count vanilla latte from Be Stitch Me. Here's where it was before. And that's where I am right now. There we go. So I haven't gotten like a ton done, but plugging along. And I did a conversion for this one to Victorian Motto sampler threads. I gotta make sure I don't lose my needle. The needle minder is not the greatest. All right. Who's next? Fresh Flowers. This is a dimensions kit. This one I started. Oh, look at that. We're into 2022 already. This one I started July 1st, 2022. It is the Kit Ada. Look. So that is what it's going to look like. And I wanted to do a small dimensions kit before I started a huge one, just to make sure that it was something that I would enjoy doing. So here's where I was at the beginning of the year. Put this behind there. And that's where it's at right now. And this really doesn't have a ton of stitching left. Just a couple of colors, I think. But they're all over the place. So then I'll have backstitch. But that's okay. Just slowly but surely working on it. All right. And then after Fresh Flowers, we have the only Mirabilia Nora Corbett that I have going right now. This is Tea. Of course, the picture does not do it justice. But I've gotten a ton of progress on this one this year. So I started it July 24th, 2022, and it's on a 32 count unnamed Jobelin. All right, so there's where it was last year, or at the beginning of this year, I guess I should say. See if I can do this. There we go. There's where it is now. I love working on this one. It is so much fun to work on. I love it. I haven't done any of the back stitching yet. That will come later because I have to put this, I use a nerd hoop for it. And I don't want to stretch out or destroy any of the backstitch. All right. Rearrange it a little bit in my basket. So after Tea, this is from Satsuma Street. I started it December 9th, 2022. This is called Deck the Halls. And I am doing it in the long band like that. So this was my last start of 2022, and this is on, I think it's a 32 count Portobello from Be Stitch Me. So here's where it was the beginning of this year. And that's where it's at now. So much fun to work on. And I should have pulled it out for Christmas in July. I didn't, but that's okay. There's nothing saying that you have to work on it in July. All right. Now, everything else is a new start in 2023, and there are 5 of them. So my first new start was a full coverage, and it was on January 1st of this year. This is Mini Casa. The artist is Jeremiah Kentner, and he is no longer licensed by Heaven and Earth Designs either, so you cannot find his artwork for cross stitch anymore. And I love his stuff. So I did get a couple more charts before they were pulled down, thankfully. Here is, you're probably seeing what it looks like. There was nothing to see before because I started it on January 1st. So here is where it is right now. And I absolutely love stitching this. This is so much fun to stitch. It is one of my focuses for this month. But really, honestly, I have not stitched much in the last 2 weeks. It's been busy between the kids and work and a cross stitch or a quilting retreat. It's just been super busy. So the next thing I started this with Crystal Rowe, and I honestly have not seen an update from her lately because she has been dealing with lots of family stuff and her mom and all that stuff. But this is Winter Hot Cocoa, and I started this one January 5th, and I do not have much on it. That's it. It's a little wrinkly. So this is a 32 count Lugana, and the color is Sand Dollar, and it is Be Stitch Me. Of course I would have a giant wrinkle right where I stitched, but I did convert this to color and cotton. I have been doing that a lot because I love color and cotton. So this one does have a conversion, and it is not a set in stone conversion. I actually, the color I picked out for the raccoon wasn't really doing it for me. It was too green, so I switched. So we'll see in the end how many colors this actually uses. All right, and then Sea Turtle Mama. This was a free, I don't know if it's still free on the Heaven and Earth Designs website, but this is what it looks like. This is from Sheena Pike, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It was a freebie, may still be a freebie. There is another version of this, I believe, that is a full chart. The one that I have is a no background. So I picked a hand-dyed fabric from Be Stitch Me. It doesn't have a name, but it's a 28 count Lugana. So I'm doing it 1/1 on 28. And this is where I am at right now. So it's very hard to see like these stitches because they blend in with the fabric. Once it's done, I think it'll be really nice because it just blends right into the fabric. But I love it. And it's so hard. I want to work on it all the time, but at the same time, I have other stuff I want to work on. It's just a conundrum. So I started Sea Turtle Mama on April 28th of this year. Next up, Satsuma Street Stitch Along, which just released the last part a couple of days ago. Maybe it was last week. But anyway, so here's the complete finished mystery stitch along. It's the 4 elements stitch along from Satsuma. I am doing this just on a piece of fabric. I think it was a 32 count that I dyed. And this is how far I've gotten. So I'm not done with water yet, but I love it on this fabric. I think it looks amazing. But I will do it in the way it was released. At least that's my plan for right now. So water, and then earth, and then air, and then fire. I haven't touched that one since StitchCon. that was my late night stitching project. All right, and then I started that May 19th. And it's funny because that fabric measures a 34 count, but I'm still doing 2 strands of floss over 2. So my very last one, this is from Ink Circles, and somehow I just realized that I have one of my kids' Pokeballs in here. Awesome. I think they just hide stuff everywhere in all of my things. Anyway. Oh, I started this June 24th. This is Dog's Declaration from Ink Circles. I'm doing this on a 22 count, not another sampler from Be Stitch Me. I did a color and cotton conversion. And this, I literally cannot stop stitching. I am in love with this. It is amazing. It is so much fun to stitch. I started in the center with this tree. I wanted to make sure that I had it centered on the fabric, and I knew that this piece of fabric was perfect for it. So let's hope. I will probably end up doing some motifs down to reach the bottom, just to make sure that this is enough. I mean, I measured and measured and measured, but sometimes you just never know. So I love stitching on this. I love stitching on 22 count, 1 strand over 1 because it is Aida. Yeah. But like I said, I haven't stitched it all since I got back from the quilt retreat last weekend. Which is insane. There, that's all of them. That's it. Those are all my whips. So I actually have, let's see. Oh, I have 2 that I haven't touched yet. One is Summer Blooms from Little Dove Designs. Looks like this. And the other one is Celebrate Autumn from Madame Chantilly. I started that one September 2nd, 2021, and it looks like this. So those ones will come out at some point in the next 5 months and a week. But for now, they just haven't been touched yet. So I know that Summer Blooms is on my WIP Go board. I think Celebrate Autumn is too. Oh, actually I can check. Hold on a second. Where's my WIP Go board? All right, let's see. So what I have left on my WIP Go board: Mini Casa, Halloween and Cross Stitch, Mini Autumn Cat Magic is done. Mini Home for the Winter. Okay, so I don't have either of those on my WIP Go board. So I guess I'll have to make it a point to put them into some challenges in Semi-Sane Stitchers. I can do that. Awesome. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have. Those are all my whips. All 15 of them. I think that's pretty good. In years past, I've had quite a few more, and I'm enjoying not having as many. It's been nice. So far, I've been able to find something to stitch when I'm like, oh, I don't know what to stitch. I'll kind of dig through my basket and be like, oh, I want to stitch this one. So that is working out well. Plus, I have gotten my quilty mojo back. So I will talk about that in my next floss tube and show all of the things I got done at the quilt retreat. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic summer. My kids are probably not ready to go back to school, but I am kind of ready for them to go back to school so that I can get on some sort of schedule, because right now it's just like a jumbled mess. Every day feels like a jumbled mess. So I guess I'm gonna probably go stitch a little bit. I was playing video games with my kids this morning, so they wanted to play Pokemon Unite. So, I didn't say no. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye!